She ended up buying this for her and Manny, right? Her and Manny Jr.
Right.
And then Manny Jr. is too cool to wear. And he's like, "Oh, what?" She did this last summer and he wore it with her and they were twinnies or whatever, matching
Twinsies.
twinsies, yeah.
Mhm.
And they did it the summer before. This summer, he was like not having it, and I felt bad for my wife. And I go, "Hi, babe, I'll wear that. Don't worry. You don't need him to be your twin. I'll do it with you." She's like, "Oh yeah, really?" And I go, "I'll wear it." I knew I was gonna get flanked. Like I knew I was gonna get black, because my son Danny was already insinuating everything under the sun about this bracelet. So today, I said, "You know what? It's summer. I want her to see it that I wear it to work because I usually don't wear any of this stuff to work." And
What's funny is that I don't think she's coming today.
I think she is.
Isn't she taking little Manny to like a therapy thing
Oh,
Tuesday and Thursday?
oh yeah.
It's flash time.
Damn. Whatever, whatever.
He knows their schedule better than you, bro.
No, because we were talking yesterday
No,
before we had lunch.
Manny started up his physical therapy again, but it's all the way in Kendall.
Yeah, she don't. So
Well, that's right. She
So
bought you something.
It's like an hour.
after I was like Tuesday and Thursday every week. She said no, it's Tuesday and Thursday this week. Next week it could change, and the following week it can change. So every week can be 2 different days. Like this week Tuesday Thursday. Next week it can be Wednesday Friday. Following week could be Monday Wednesday. Like it's not.
It's that.
sure.
You know how when I first started the company, Manny started to do physical therapy in
Yeah,
that
right.
place. It's the same place. And then they got to a point that we stopped because it was an hour and a half one way, an hour and a half. It was a 3 hour.
To get down to Kendall from here,
Yeah. And then Manny was in a weird state that he was bigger, but he wasn't. He was at a point that he couldn't do any of the adult exercises, but he was because he was too small. But he was too big to do any of the young kid exercise. So we're like, "Yo, let's just take a break," and we put him in baseball and basketball. Now he's big enough that,
Now
like,
you can do the adults.
oh yeah. So we put him back in it, and he's doing that.
All right. So
back to the anchor.
Okay, whatever. So forget about the.
now that we got,
All right, you guys already know. All right. Hey, listen.
no, whatever, bro. I'm no judgment.
That's
This is a judgment.
Oh, hey,
Not a
don't talk, Gabe. Don't talk. Okay, because you're married.
Gabe doesn't have an accent.
No,
I don't know. I did that one time, but it was my choice.
no, 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 no,
It was my surfer
no, no, no.
days.
No, we'll tease it that. We'll call it that.
Gabe is married,
Yeah.
and when his wife says, "I want to go here,"
True.
you go.
100%.
So, tú sabes qué?
I mean, I like to travel too.
Okay, okay.
But he doesn't have an anklet on. Is that
Oh,
what's all I-
Try to
You,
just
listen, you have your dog. You have Charlie.
Well, Charlie's not gonna make me put an anklet on.
No, but he makes you wake up every day, right? After 4 in the morning.
Make me. It's at 5, and
well, if
I
he does thing,
I do it for him.
Charlie will
I know.
do something for him too.
Exactly.
He'll leave him a nice little present.
Well, I do it because I feel bad for him. He goes out at 9 last, so 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's
Yeah, yeah.
the hours I boated. Like he can't just get up and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna open the door." So,
That's our customer service call.
all right, let's get back to the pink
So we get to the Pink Hotel. Because we,
motel.
huh?
Motel.
Oh, motel. Oh yeah, Pink Motel. There, and then
There you go. Thank you, Banjo, for that.
and it was great. It was hot. It was really hot, but it wasn't a big deal.
Like the quality of the cars or the temperature.
Yeah.
No, the temperature. No, you hear me right, Banjo?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. No, it was a hot day. The cars were really
Hey, look at that little Corvair, nice.
yeah. That was on the outside.
Ooh, and it's a 4-door.
The singles on it. There was single one.
Yeah, yes, I see.
You don't see. You know why? I screw it. You don't see a lot
Never
of
seen the
four.
4-door ones.
Are they rare?
No, oh, people just don't fix them up.
This
That's why I really haven't seen many of them out there.
4-door.
Four-door Toledo.
well, this was the cars that parked on the overflow, like in the hospital
Yeah.
next door. You're not supposed to, but whatever. They didn't get towed away, and then I'm
A lot of four-door parts cars. Oh, that,
no, bro.
It was only that one, and that's a nice car. Well, there's Georgia
Mm-hmm.
with everybody gawking over her.
Now Georgia was there with her husband.
Yeah.
And he showed up in the truck, and then later at night he was just driving up and down Sparky.
the Toyota.
I think so.
No, I think they went in their little Scout.
Yeah.
Not the Toyota they built.
No.
No.
The Scout.
The Scout. Yeah.
The Scout.
The Scout goes more with the vibe, we'll say, of the cars that were at that show.
Like an international scout.
Mm-hmm.
He has a Scout that's like swapped and slammed, and
I love those trucks.
yeah, his dope.
I like it.
He builds nice stuff. Like his little Tacoma is really dope.
My alter ego, the lifted truck.
Oh no, but this one's on the ground. It's
Yeah.
a scout on the ground, not a scout in the air.
When I retired from the lowrider world, I went into the big trucks, and yeah, I always wanted a scout lifted. I had 11 Broncos. I wanted
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I can't get every time I look at this car, Sean's
It's
car,
beautiful.
he really did.
Uh-huh.
That was a great interview too. It wasn't that one of our better interviews that we did for on YouTube?
Probably the best one we've done.
And those are all the boards. I think we have video later we'll post up of all the boards that
An Invicta?
no, that's
there?
what
I
the
think it's a LeSabre.
Say what?
It could be an Invicta. They're the same.
Got the wings like
Yeah,
I forgot what it is now.
59.
yeah, it's a 59.
Yeah, but they're dope, bro. They have a nice roof line. It has that Impala roof line.
Has that bubble top.
Yeah,
Correct. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
and then this is the pool area. So I found out, like I was saying earlier. So you know what? When the cars are set up on the people live there
Oh yeah, in the rooms.
in the rooms. So we ended up staying there real late at night because we were like the last people to leave. So the party ends at 10, and we were still there. K Daddy and all these guys, and they were,
So this is not an operating hotel.
No, this they none of
well,
well
they're like they're like studio efficiency
purely use the venue for events like this or
for a movie
like
studio.
movie prop type, like you know,
So
rounds and stuff.
So check this out. When they have an event, you can't go home and you can't open your door. They tell you like you have to disappear for the day and move your car somewhere else. And they have an overflow lot and then people park. So at 10,
Yeah,
Live there, you can't.
I
so I
saw the overflow lot.
yeah, so at 10 something, like at 10:10, whatever, we went to go wash our hands and I see all these like regular cars and blinds open and they're living in there, bro. Some of them are decorated nice, but it's pretty much a little
Yeah, it's a studio apartment.
this.
It's
The size of this is their bedroom, living room, and everything right there.
And efficiency.
yeah, well, it's a studio.
Think about living in a hotel, and a hotel room is what 200 and something square feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some people that don't need more than that, bro.
Little
A
bit big.
bed, a little TV.
Imagine this, and that door is the bathroom, and it's just a little bathroom shower,
Crazy. I guess
bro.
some people
Listen,
need all
their
I
bed.
don't need that much space. I just need enough space to put my cars. But
Yeah,
actual,
you you and I are
yeah,
not the.
but what I'm saying is like actual living space. You don't really need that much.
Have you seen that? I'm sure you've seen it going around social media. Your dream home, one bedroom, and it's got 6-car garage.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's
Yeah, I need more than
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
that's a valid point, bro.
It's funny, man. When I was house shopping last year, every house I went to that had a garage, I didn't look at the rest of the house. I just garage. I didn't care what.
When you have a garage, you end up piling up more shit that you really don't need,
You know,
bro.
It's storage.
Yeah.
Type of storage.
Because I built that garage in my backyard, and I was happy for years, and I'm still happy. But then there was a point that I was like, I have too much shit in here, bro. And I just
it's
started.
empty now though, right?
It is pretty empty. I need to make it more empty, but I'm like in that stage of my life that I was like, less is more. Like I don't want to deal with it. So I'm emptying it out.
See where I'm at.
Yeah.
But then,
That's how I feel now. We threw away that staircase, and I was like, I'm gonna get another car here.
oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell.
But what I is that you start, you have more room, and you end up piling more shit.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
That
That's like if in your shop, if you put another shelf, the
yeah.
next day the shelf is full. You put a table, the table's full. That's and it starts off with, oh, I'm gonna put this here, and later I'll take it off.
Well, that's
How many times do we clean that? I'm a mess.
Exactly.
no, yeah.
How many times do
Oh,
we
yeah.
clean that table?
You,
Yeah.
you are something else, though, bro.
But I know where
I know that's the crazy part.
I know where everything's at.
The day
Except the like.
the day that he helped me
Probably like it's somewhere around here.
the day that he helped me take apart the Caprice, I take all the bolts. I go, okay, bolts, top right fender corner, whatever. Like, and this guy just throwing everything around, and I'm like getting nervous.
So
Because of you, I got so nervous. I ended up buying new bolts. I was buying just stainless steel.
to be fair though,
But he told
I know what you're gonna say.
he told me what he did with Riviera.
Era,
He was just
like,
digging around. He's like,
this is the hood, this is the fender, and I was like,
no, bro, I get it, but I was blown away.
I've taken apart and put back together so many cars
Yeah, bro. But
that I could identify. Like you show me a bolt, I'll tell you that goes on this and this.
well, look, if you tell me a G body. I took apart a lot of G bodies growing up. I can take apart any G body and know where they go because it sounds like 2 or 3 bolts that pretty much puts the whole thing.
Yeah, I'll use them.
But my Capri,
Self-tapping.
in a way, yeah. Well, it's tapered.
I take a car apart and I'm like, oh man, the fender's on. I have 3 bolts left, but let me see. That's good.
Duct tape.
Dude, I'm telling you, and GM,
Yeah,
it's like a G body. They use the same bolt on every single car.
You shake it a little bit. If it doesn't move, you're good.
Yeah.
I down.
Bro, I did that once. Eh, a good friend of mine back then was doing a 90 conversion on a Cadillac.
Okay.
An 83 Fleetwood. He was doing a 90 conversion. So when I got to the car, somebody had already taken the 80 front clip off and kind of presented, just laid on the 90 clip. Right? They didn't finish it.
Okay.
So I told him, I go, the whole front clip.
All one piece.
Yeah. Fenders, radiator
But
support.
bolted or just presented?
No, they just kind of presented it on.
Okay.
Say presentado.
Sí, presentado. And my buddy goes, oh, bro, started it. We haven't been able to finish. And he used to drive the car all the time. And the car was like dead in the water.
Just because of that?
Yeah, and because he needed to finish it.
Yeah,
And
overwhelming.
yeah, and I go,
Your front.
bro,
Oh, bro, I won't even
I go, bro, we'll start putting bolts in. Like this was a long time ago. This was when I was energized and hot for the car world. We start bolting it up, and I'm like, yo, this is strong, bro. You're good. I think we finished it. Everything was on. Then he goes to drive it. Little chip, the front clip goes, yup. It was moving.
Oh, because you didn't know it was loose.
We didn't know. We were just putting, but that's the whole thing. Like, you don't know. You start taking stuff apart, you put it, you don't know. Yeah.
Listen.
Could be worse, man.
I mean,
Car went
it never fell.
or
It never fell. It never moved. Like, it didn't shake and then stay down. Like, it would always come back up. So it was tight. It was missing 2 or 3 more, like, to hold it steady. But I mean, it is what it is.
remember that scene from Fast and Furious Part 1 where the floor pan
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in a car that 65 Impala. My buddy self-tap screwed the whole floor a new floor pan on.
Wow.
He didn't weld it. He just self-tapped, and all over the years, all the vibration, I guess they would wiggle all of those screws would wiggle out. We're going down. We're heading down to the Grove back in the 90s, guys. We're going down to the Grove to cruise, and all of a sudden, I feel like I'm in the passenger seat. I feel the floor like move a little bit. I'm like, that ain't right. Parts everywhere.
Oh,
That's crazy.
Yeah. I could have prepped list on that.
Oh, wow, bro. There's it's funny you said that. You know the car we were talking about, the Holy Ghost? We're gonna talk to this about
bro.
wait.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you something because I called Jose, the guy that won, that everybody calls Flaco. I know this guy since we were in
Yeah,
second
we're
grade.
talking about the Rick Ross car show now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But this should be a whole different segment, but whatever. I'll pause, but I got some info, and then I started dig down that rabbit hole. There's stuff that you and me think yesterday was, "Oh, his car's really good." It's not.
Still,
We're gonna end
Not
up
with me.
we're gonna end up interviewing Jose too, by the way. He's a good friend of mine. Yeah,
You know
so-
what's
Hey,
funny?
that downtown
Bobby Brown, yeah.
Bro.
Jose, so
That
Jose,
thing's on
but
another
Jose
level.
has good.
Props to
you
Rod and
you
all.
remember Jose Rodriguez
With a name like Jose
He-
Rodriguez?
when we were
Yeah,
growing
exactly.
up?
Go down the street, you probably
Which-
see
which-
all
which
day
one,
right
bro?
there.
Which one?
Yo, I'll show you.
Here in Tropical Glitz, there's 2 Joses.
Yeah, I know. But I know, and we grew up in the same block, and we would hang out and all that. He has good taste. He's always had really good taste in building cars. So he has that. He has a '79 Malibu, is gorgeous. But whatever. Let's get back to the genocide thing.
Yeah, let's go back to that. Edit that out, Banjo, please.
No, he'll trim
Wait,
it
I
out.
thought we were talking about the Rick Ross show.
No, I know. We'll talk about that a different time
Or
because
we'll talk about we'll touch on it at the end of this thing,
Well,
just because it is current right now.
it is
The
current.
Rick Ross show.
Yeah. But
Yeah, it just happened a couple days ago.
yeah.
All right, let's come back.
Oh, here we're just walking around. There's the vendor section and stuff on the booth. You're able to edit this out, right? Or trim it if you wanted to?
Yeah.
I watch a video like this, and I remember Mike Epps, his stand-up. He says, "I see a lot of girls with bodysuits, but they ain't got no bodies."
Oh, yeah. It's
No comment.
who recorded? Was this me that recorded this? This is terrible. Or is this my son?
Jeez, I don't know, but
Bro,
I'm gonna take a Dramamine.
Whoever it is,
I think
my
it's
eyes are like.
I'm gonna take a Dramamine.
No, that's
I'm
my
gonna
son.
look like Crazy
no,
Eyes
no,
from.
that's my son, bro. Because
From Mr. Deeds.
no, that's my son. Because I don't record like that. I recorded earlier, and I had the tripod up high. But what am I watching here,
Get
bro?
that boy
I'm
a
just
gimbal,
watching.
Man.
No, what I don't think he was. I don't think he was he was recording on purpose. He was just holding the camera.
Was he?
Yeah, look at him. Look at his hair and his shadow. That's his.
That's definitely him.
Oh my god, I'm like dizzy, bro. I need a what's yeah. He's recorded himself buying food.
We were just talking about that.
This is look at
Yeah,
it
it's
right
a good
there.
shout out to the taco
Oh my
place.
god. Now I know where he burnt my $20 at.
There you go.
Ay, Jesus, that's funny, bro.
You were just saying he's in Comelon.
Look,
There you
Yeah,
go.
he does, bro. Oh, he burnt like $40 in food just at that place.
No
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Oh, you sit down with him. He eats like you go to a Mexican
Look,
place.
that was
The
a dope
burrito's
car.
this big,
That was a dope
and he eats
car.
his,
That's
yours, the other guy.
All those flacos, bro. They all. My nephew weighs 150 pounds wet, but he eats like an animal.
By the way,
Flacos are like
I think that those square body T-birds are extremely underrated.
What the?
Some of those
The
T-birds
one that's
like
right-
64, 65,
It's next to the
66,
Impala.
I think they are so underrated. Those cars, you drop a little bit, you do a nice little paint job on it, and they look custom out of the box.
The one that's
This one right
that
here,
one right
Oh,
there.
okay, yeah.
and the one that's right there too.
That's kind of like Juan's.
Yeah, that one and the other. There's one right across from that one.
You don't see a lot of those in the
Look,
car
see?
game.
Look how beautiful that,
that
one is.
one, that yeah,
That's nice.
that one's
It's
real nice.
just a nice roof and a pinstriped body, but it's stock.
Oh, it looks
Other
good,
than
though.
that, and lowered a little bit. Those cars are so underrated.
Oh, look at that billig grill on that Impala.
That's a 67 right there, huh?
That Ruby?
Is that a Ruby?
No, it's an Impala.
That's an Impala.
Yeah,
67
67 or 8.
fastback. That's a Caprice there, huh?
Yeah, Caprice is nice. He's killing me softly with this though.
That's basically telling you get to work.
We were look.
Oh yeah, we can knock that car out in a week, bro.
So
If we really jump
when we
on
got
it.
to the show, when we got to
I
this,
think
what car? Your his car?
yours, the Caprice,
Oh.
man.
I need to
You're
get.
being picky, overthinking.
No, it's not that. I need to get his car out of my shop.
Oh, that's true.
Oh no.
Oh, not your fault.
Yeah.
That's your fault.
Yeah, it's
I-
my
That was my fault.
yeah, it's my fault. But his car's been sitting in primer for 3 years.
His car
Has
is
it been 3 years since I took that apart?
no,
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 it's
no,
been
he's
2 though.
exaggerating.
It's been 2.
been 2. I can pull up my Instagram story.
But
His car's done. His car's done. It's the summer. In the summer, it's slow. I can technically come to work and not do nothing Tropical Glitz related, right? Very little, and just work
you'll,
on cars.
You'll see it now in the
His
booth later.
car, Gabe, his car's done. You know what it needs? I need him to get his fingers on the car with a piece of sandpaper and just do all the. I've done
All
like
the edges.
all the edges. I've
Yeah.
done 80% of the car.
He has, for sure. He has.
And all the car needs is that, so I can mix up some primer, just do a little touch up in primer, a couple spots, like little. The car is ready for paint. It needs maybe 10 hours, and it's ready for paint.
You know
If
what-
that.
But you
If
know what?
that-
He needs pressure. That's what he works better under pressure.
So-
I got his
look,
tempo.
I made a mistake, right?
Tell him there's a show
I-
this weekend
I
that he's gonna
talked-
take the car. You'll see how
I talked to him. I talked to him on the weekend. I talked to Banjo. I go, hey Banjo, hey, we're doing that. Let's do Flashtime on Tuesday. Cool. I called him, and he was walking into Moto Castle, and I was gonna tell him, hey, no Flashtime on Monday. We're gonna do it Tuesday. Monday, I want to just work on your car and all this stuff. Banjo's gonna come in the afternoon.
Before you get there,
So-
you had told me, hey, flash time is on Monday.
Okay, but hear me out. But
Okay.
you
You didn't mention
we
that
always
part.
do Flashtime on Mondays almost. Well, pretty much. But whatever.
like
So
watching a comedy show.
so I call him, and he's like, hey, what's up? How's your weekend? Oh, I'm gonna walk into dinner with Moto Castle, the family. All right, cool. And I was gonna tell him something, but then I'm like, you know what? Enjoy your family time. Call me later. I forgot. Like I went on and I was like doing something else because I'm so like hyper focused on the model car thing. I'm trying to make model car like paint, like figurine paint, or not figurine paint, but like brush paint.
like the
Yeah, metal, aluminum, brass,
testers.
military colors, all that stuff for people to paint tanks and airplanes, whatever.
Right.
I completely forget.
Riviera bodies.
No, the Riviera body. Riviera
I'm
body.
just throwing that in there.
No.
Yeah.
And then I come ready to work on his car. And when I walk into the media room, he's sitting there like that. And I'm like, bro.
No, he looks at me and he goes,
yeah.
I go, what? I go, Flashtime. He goes, not today, tomorrow. I go, but if you don't tell me, I don't know.
And then I know if he wears this, he won't touch anything. And I go, bro, you'll fit in my pants, in my work pants. And he's like, no, bro. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, you know, fuck this, bro. I'm not going to work on this car.
But we had a lovely lunch.
I know.
That
But
bottle?
his car is
No, we went to Cowie's,
It's in
which
Wynwood.
is a smash burger place.
Nice.
really good. But his car's done, bro. His car's done, and it drives me crazy.
It'll be done soon.
Look,
It'll be
Whatever.
done soon.
He's had the car for 3 years.
His
well,
car.
no,
Oh,
your
my
car. Yeah, your
Yeah,
car.
We've
too.
had the car. You've had the Caprice. I think as long as I've had the
I did the
DeSoto.
interior in your car. What? I finished it,
A year ago.
I'm
Years
so over.
Yeah.
Like,
and you had the car about a year before that.
I-
so yeah.
listen, bro.
Yeah.
I'm
Took you about a year.
gonna,
Oh wow.
I'm gonna go to the state of Florida and file for a disabled tag because I have to be disabled for being such a moron for taking apart my cars and painting them because they stay there.
Oh, I'm glad we shifted to yours.
Oh, you can. You're a team.
That's why I don't take
It's a
cars
saying.
apart.
I'm trying to think what.
That's
the
why
guy
I
was
don't.
saying.
I'm not gonna
That's
say-
why I don't take
Casa
cars
mecánico.
apart.
I forget.
Oh yeah,
It's a saying
all
like
the
that.
time. Yeah,
Sí, sí,
it's true.
Eso es casa de herrero, cuchillo de palo.
Ahí.
That's in
In English,
house,
they say
in
a
the
shoe-
house of a
Of an iron,
a-
of a sword maker, he has a wooden
yeah,
sword.
of a blacksmith.
Uh,
They have wooden knives.
In-
yeah.
Oh look!
the
You see this car right there? Seductive red
53 Chevy.
with Interstellar White Pearl.
It's nice.
That's the first time
The Interstellar White is in the red.
on the white.
Oh.
First car that guy ever painted. K Daddy.
Neo.
So wait, they did white and then sprayed the red.
No.
He's talking. He's
okay.
talking seductive
The
on
body,
the body.
the
And
body
then
was painted
white
black.
roof with Interstellar.
The body was painted black and then seductive red over. And then the roof is painted white with white Interstellar Pearl.
It's really pretty.
Bro, I have nights.
That white
We have a picture of
polish,
it.
man.
Night, the car glows. First car the kid ever painted in his life.
Wow.
He went to K Daddy. And he was like an apprentice for K Daddy, and he talks about it because he goes, the first time I painted the car looked rough because it was the bodywork wasn't right.
Oh, okay.
And then he went to K Daddy. He took the school of, that's a okay. So
That's the guy that works. That's
His
the guy
name-
that works K Daddy's shop. They call him.
his name is Ramon. He's been working with K Daddy forever. Guy's up there in age. He's like 70 something, maybe 80.
His name is.
They call
That's
him
what they
Pinga.
call him. Yeah.
And I told Kyle, I go, you know what that word means? Because that's a Cuban word. That
Yeah.
means dick
He
in
has one
Spanish.
arm a little shorter than the other.
He
right?
fell off a roof, bro, or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like crazy.
And then he just kept on working, and his arm.
Wait,
stayed-
when he fell off the roof, did you say? And they
No,
start
I
calling him
don't-
that. Like,
I don't know,
I need
bro.
to know the
I don't know the
the
details.
origins of.
I don't
why they
know.
call him-
I was at the K Daddy house, and I told him, "Hey, what's your real name?" He goes, "Oh, Ramon." I go, "Ramon, un placer." But everybody calls
Where's
him
he from?
Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everybody calls him.
Wait, do Mexicans say?
No,
I
that's
don't
not.
think so.
That's not a word for them, bro.
No.
No, they say.
That's the word for them. Not what other Spanish country says that word?
Puerto Ricans.
Really?
Yeah.
How about Chile?
Nope.
Nope, right?
Nope. I believe, and we can confirm this here, that like a drink in Brazil.
Could be.
So in Chile, close to Brazil, they only know it as that.
That's pretty terrible.
Mira, that thing is already freaking out already.
I know. I'm not-
I'm gonna.
Don't worry about
I'm really craving one right now. Yeah.
But so the guy painted his car seductive red, came out flawless.
The car's beautiful.
Yeah, it is gorgeous. And that pink Grand Prix that's in the front, that's the second car he painted.
That's my kind of car right there, bro.
The
Was
Grand
there-
Prix
You know, I love those.
Was there
long cars.
anything that you were
that stood out.
anything at the show that either stood out that you were like, wow, this looks way better in person? You don't have to say what it was, but was there anything that you saw maybe on Instagram where like, oh man, I can't wait to see it, and then saw it at the show and be
No,
like,
not really.
"Ah."
Not really, bro. You know, like There's some cars that look better on social media than they do in person. That happens. We see that all the time at
course, of
lowriders
course.
and stuff. But no, there wasn't anything. I think I was so worn out and tired from the flying. There wasn't anything that was like.
Look, one car that was cool
I really liked
was
his.
the conversion, the 2-door 64 wagon.
It was there.
Yeah, I know. That's why.
You know where they're from? Are they from Maine or Connecticut? They're from Maine, if I'm not mistaken. The guy had a very north. I met the husband and wife. He owns the Impala with the lace pattern.
Okay.
That's white with the blue.
Yeah.
And his wife has the 2-door conversion. And I met the guy, and the guy has like that really. It reminded me of the show I used to watch. What is it? This Old House?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a show I used to watch on PBS. And then one of the guys that does the construction, he's from Boston, so he has that New English
Remember that
accent.
show? That show's like from the 80s or 90s.
Yeah, but they still have it. It's a great show. I love it. But I like this car a lot because I like less is more. That car was just done real tastefully.
Mm-hmm.
Pinstripe patterns,
real
the
clean.
louvre, the
Mhm.
interior, the lights. You saw how he changed up the lights inside.
Yeah. Well, did you see the lights on the outside of the car? They're triangles.
The headlights?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
come
about.
down to a point.
Well,
That's what I'm talking about.
triangle point to point instead
Yeah.
of round lights in the bezels.
Yeah,
It'd be cool with one of those cars. Take the clamshell from a
Oh yeah, from a Rivi.
Rivi and adapt it.
Oh,
to
that'll be dope.
That would be.
that
cool.
would be.
But that's what I liked. That car.
I
I
watch
have
somebody
to-
do it. Hey, that's my idea. Patent pending.
okay. So yeah, there is a car that stands out. It's like a '62 Bel Air, if I'm not mistaken, a blue one. The guy is part of Genocide. His name is
With a white roof.
yeah, kind of yeah.
We it was there.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
around
How
the
does he
other.
remember that stuff, man?
Huh?
This guy remembers every
No,
car
I
he
saw it on the
sees.
video.
I don't-
Saw it on the video.
His name is Dewey.
Okay.
The roof was painted by Eric.
I don't know, go ahead.
The work on the roof is so dope. How it fades from what I like that one a lot.
You know what I always wonder with these skaters
What?
when they fall and they scrape their knees and not concrete?
That concrete's smooth. It's not like a pool concrete. No, no.
Got to be rough though, man. I don't know. Like I was at the water park this weekend in the wave pool and I scraped my knee. on that
Because
shit.
you're falling apart, bro. You're a fucking old man.
I'm an old fart. Yeah.
No, but it's funny. No, I think
every time you move your leg, I hear the creaking over here.
Oh, of course, absolutely. My leg, my whole body, dude.
it was nice, bro. In the afternoon, when the sun was coming down, and it was like,
right there, that guy had to have gotten all.
but I think
Well, he has
that's
pants on too.
the name of the game, bro.
I guess, bro.
You want to know what you
Like,
can do to stay young so you don't feel that pain? Ask Manny where he got his ankle. I couldn't resist. It was
That's
too
fine,
easy.
bro. Whatever.
It is what it is.
That's the I can't say anything right now.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
So, yeah.
I'll be here all night.
Yeah.
So we stay there pretty late.
Mhm.
So me, Danny, and OG are tired.
Right.
Everybody's having a great time. People are drinking. And we go back to drive to K Daddy's house. 2-hour drive back. Shit you not. I have the worst migraine because I was already tired. The sun, and there were some motorcycles, those cholo motorcycles that were like revving, and that was getting to me. But whatever. The car drive back, they're driving. Oh, well, they have a designated driver, a guy from Australia drives, and then Kyle passes out because he's kind of like hammered. They start singing in the car. They're listening to music full blast, and they're like, our people in Miami, let's put some music on for you guys. They start playing Pitbull, bro.
Oh
Like,
my god.
yeah, I thought it was funny. I recorded it, and then after that was like all classic rock and different. It was good music that I enjoy, right, personally. But with a migraine, you don't enjoy anything. So I'm like this with my eyes closed, and I think I end up falling asleep out of like. You ever been to a point that you're so exhausted, you fall asleep from exhaust. Like no matter what the environment is, I just dozed off. My brain turned off for like I don't know. 30 minutes, an hour. But every once in a while I'll wake up and they're like laughing, singing. I'm like, oh my God. I wish I left my Excedrin in my room because like an idiot. I made the
This is a
mistake.
commercial for
Yeah,
Excedrin right
exactly.
now.
When I go to shows like this that are outdoor, I always have Advil in my pocket
Bro,
because usually the sun,
It's
like
the sun.
beaming, you get a
your
headache.
pain.
Never mind.
And then
Trust me.
and then Like
Like that on Sunday.
we had pizza. It was great pizza. I completely got catfished on the pizza. I'm gonna give them a shout out because the pizza was amazing. But there was a sign that said 10 for 1, 2 for 7. I'm like, wow, and they're personal pizzas. I'm like, let's go. So I go, hey, let me get 3 pizzas, one for me, one for my son, and one for OG, and 3 sodas. And I take out a 20. She goes 78 something, whatever it was. It was $20 a pizza plus the soda. So I gave her, I think it was $83. It was the thing.
What happened to the 10 for 1?
Then I'm there. I'm not gonna say, hey, I thought the pizza. I give her what she wants. I start looking at the table to try to make sense of what I was. Stickers. There was a little. There were stickers right under the sign, and I'm like, bro. And then, and then Danny later is like, hey, Dad, how much was the pizza? I go, like $20 a pizza. No, the sign says. I'm like, no, Papi, the sign is for stickers. So later he goes on to investigate himself to look at, and he goes, yeah, Dad, you're right. But that's total misleading, false advertising. I go, Papi, are you happy? Was the pizza good? He goes, yeah, the pizza was good. They got to make money too.
That's all that matters.
They brought their own oven, bro. Yeah. They had the dough fresh, and they would just, you pay and you come back later. It was all fresh, cooked, handmade dough and pizza. So I told them, I go, Papi, think about it. They brought their own pizza oven, a generator.
It's a lot of work.
I go, and the pizza was really, really delicious.
Plus, you're in Cali, everything's more expensive.
Yeah, that's. But I'm all.
But especially when you're at an event like this, everything's a little.
Yeah, but I don't think this event was that expensive to pop up a tent, though.
No, but I'm saying like it you got to take in consideration like they have to go, they have to take their stuff, they have to have people there.
I respect the hustle, bro,
for sure.
And I thought it was like I gave them credit. You know how much is to haul out a pizza oven, and they drive in an old in a green. I think it's a Metro van, like one of those old Metros.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
They're hardcore.
So we get back to Kyle's house. We're done to crash. Kyle and his friends keep the party going. They ordered pizza that never got delivered to them, but they were still partying the whole time. Now, that was when I came. I ended up buying prints from, I think his name is Adrian, if I'm not mistaken. What a dope. Remember we met him last year? I ended up buying 3 or 4 prints. Look at his work right there. He does film and digital, but mostly film. So I'm excited to buy his prints and frame them and hang them here in the shop. And I'll give his Instagram to Banjo to tag. E-Dog obviously painted that truck and all, and we did a nice interview with him. Sean painted that van.
I love those vans.
Bro, that van is dope.
I agree. I'm crazy for those vans.
Really? You are?
Oh, yeah.
There's a brown one. That's a total sleeper. It's around here.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it.
It's got an LS in it.
Yeah.
But it looks stock outside. But it's turbo LS.
Yeah,
I'm surprised. If you're into it, they have a whole van thing in Florida, northern Florida. That's like a big crave. Oh, here Danny looks like he's documenting the boards.
Oh, look at that. That's cool.
Yeah.
That almost looks 3D.
It is. It is.
It is?
Yeah, it is. That's by Kevin McGee. Or McCree.
There's a van.
Yeah, Kevin McCree. That van is dope, bro.
Bro, look at the plush interior. Oh, wow, that's cool.
The paint job is even better on it, to be honest with you. It's so
Shag.
cool. He really did it.
The shag carpet all
Where do you even get shag carpet in this day and age?
eBay, Amazon.
Probably,
You can still...
Yeah, you can buy those little pieces.
Still make
Yeah,
it.
you can
They
order.
got them in pieces.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know
can
if they
order.
sell a roll, but yeah.
Yeah, you can order rolls of
Yeah?
the fuzzy fabric.
And the door
It's not
opens
really-
up.
Manny's gonna do that to the Honda.
I have a Hyundai. I'm going to do this to the back shagging.
Oh.
I
Do
mean,
it to the Honda, bro.
he can do it with the older one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Before you give it to Danny.
No. I admire it. I enjoy it. I'm not going to get
Can you
into it.
imagine you give that to Danny?
No, bro.
The shaggin' wagon.
The shagging wagon, bro.
No.
Shows up to school with that thing.
No, bro.
All the girls jumping. Just kidding. Maybe
Look
not.
here. Custom Cutters. That's his company. And these are his cars that he painted. He's a hell of a painter.
Yeah, he is.
That pink car that went viral on Instagram. What that he did, like we made
51 Chevy or
I don't know. Yeah,
52
but
Chevy.
we made a custom pink color for it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I like that 63 with the Supremes on it. Or Kragers. I can't tell what they are.
I don't know what that kid was touching. I hate when people
He, saw-
touch people's
he
cars.
was petting the car.
Yeah,
The dog's over there, buddy.
but it was it was like always a great turnout, great weather.
Even
That car's getting worked. That's all Tropical Glitz on the roof, and then I think the flames was done by, I forgot the guy's Instagram name. I think Riley Custom.
That's what you got to do to the
I'm
DeSoto.
terrible for names.
What?
The whole roof like that with flames and stuff. That would be cool.
On what?
On the DeSoto.
No, bro.
No?
How are you gonna put flames on the DeSoto? The DeSoto doesn't matter. Are you for real? Or
Yeah, bro.
unplug his mic right now, bro.
I'm kidding.
Look, that little hot rod was so dope, bro.
I like
see,
that.
I would love to own one
With
of
a
those.
Hemi?
Yeah, those are super dope, bro.
Hemi or a flathead Ford?
No, it was a Hemi in that one.
No, I'm saying like.
Oh, yeah.
That's
like
Primo's
Fury
car.
Correct with
Primo's
a
car is so
flathead
dope.
Ford.
Yeah.
That'd be
With
cool.
like tri-power type.
Mhm.
Yeah.
K Daddy painted Primo's car, and that car's a dope car. I found that I didn't realize Primo is the president of Genocide.
Okay.
That's the guy that owns that car. And then besides that,
Elko.
yeah, El Camino's nice.
Are they bringing back the tuck and roll?
Well, that's their
That's
club
their style.
thing. Their style is
That's
very
their style.
70s.
It's very 70s. So there's guys they
but,
have.
But I'm seeing more of it on social media lately.
Because the nostalgic stuff is coming back.
It is
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
I know they're trying to bring back all the Euros
Yeah.
and the trucks,
Yeah.
mini trucks and all that. Like I'm waiting for Rap with Envy to come back out. That's gonna be cool.
It's
we
gonna
have an
come out.
interview with Roops. What's the only thing that we haven't? Why is it we haven't posted? You just haven't got around to edit it, right?
Haven't. That's the one you're in the car at that.
I'm in the car with him and all that. That was a dope interview. We talked about his car.
Haven't gotten around to watching that one.
Roops asked me. He's like, "Hey, what's up with my interview? When is it coming?" I go, "I don't know, bro." I go, "Well, there's stuff that we have so much content. We're still trying to edit. This is the easiest one."
That was the same trip that you brought back the K Daddy interview.
Yes.
That's why I'm still working on that.
Oh, he asked me about it this time.
Okay.
Because we sat and we were hanging out for a while. He's like, "Hey, what's up with my interview?"
Yeah, it's there.
And then he was like, "You don't like me?" I'm like, "No, it has nothing to do with that. I think we just haven't had."
There's a lot. There's a lot.
I know, bro. Tell me that's not a dope little car, bro.
That's when you say, no, it's not that I don't like you. It's
I
my
love those
editor doesn't
steering
like you.
The steering wheels are cool.
How do you,
It's hard to drive, I imagine. Like,
bro?
especially if
it's
it doesn't
this
have power
big.
steering. God forbid.
I've driven with a small chain steering wheel before,
It's kind of the same thing.
and it sucks.
Yeah, you gotta spin it like 10
You don't
times just to
Get
put
your
it-
pinky stuck in the links of the chain.
Yeah.
I was just,
Dude. Oh, yeah.
I just wasn't sure if you changed the ratio of your gearbox.
Nah, bro, none of these
Let me
guys
tell
do.
you, my steering wheel
look,
with
They
the
gotta
wire
turn
wheel,
it
That's
100
the wire
times.
off right there. You see everybody right there,
you get your fingers stuck in that.
Mhm,
It
You gotta
hurts.
fix your power steering.
Yeah, I know.
right there on the pink motel sign. That's K Daddy. Now there was a point that I was so worn out. I just laid on like a blanket and just stared at the pink motel sign for hours, bro, because I was worn out. And then I sat here. This is Jonathan's car, the Riviera, the blue
I
one,
just remember I gotta call Jonathan.
and Armando Flores' car. And then I ended up sitting with them for a while, and we were
That's
just
nice. His is a 65 or 66.
5.
65. I had to think. Yeah,
Got the 6
65.
lights in the back.
They all have 6 lights, but
No.
oh no, the 66 is the wraparound.
66 got the
But it's still 3 and 3. But you're right, it's 2 lights. I forget.
yeah, the 65 has the.
Yeah, but they still, when they turn on, there's still 3 individual lights. It's just one bezel.
No,
That's
I'm talking
my
about
bad.
the.
No, his is a 65. He's
I shouldn't do that.
what's the name of his car called? City of Angels? No,
Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
That car is cool.
he's had.
I
it.
love that Corvair, bro.
I've never
That
seen
thing
a
is
four-door
super
like that.
dope. Instead of 4-door
A
hard
4-door
top.
with no column.
Yeah, that's how the 4 doors are. No
Oh,
column.
really?
Oh, I didn't notice the roof.
No,
was
I
done.
think they have.
From the back,
I
it
think
looks
they
like
have
a.
four
Want
doors
to have
with
that
co-
conversation with me? You want to have that conversation with me? The late models are hard top. The early models
Uh-huh.
are the 4 doors are flat top, so those are with a column.
Oh, okay.
From the
But
back,
the-
it looks like a Caprice. Like
the-
a miniature.
the later models,
kinda
yeah.
Like the roof line kind of looks like a.
I always like the double stack El Camino, like the Monte Carlos and El Caminos with the double stack that are 77s. And it's funny, a lot of guys don't like them. They like the single light.
I know nothing about those. Like I see them and I'm like, oh, they're cool, but I don't know.
Oh, I'm a G
Yeah,
body guy.
you're not a 70s guy. That's.
I'm a
I
G
just
body
don't know the
guy.
difference
No, but
between
look,
one and the other.
Look, when I first saw the 70-something Grand Prix, I was like, what is it? It said GP. I'm like, what? I've never seen this car a day in my life. And that a lot of guys in this club have it.
Yep. Yeah, it's just like now all the LTDs are coming out.
Yeah.
The Ford.
There's an LTD for sale.
Here in
here-
Pompano.
Yeah.
That's the same one.
The white
I
one?
think that
I found the original post. That guy bought that car from
that was from here.
Boulevard Nights up in Orlando.
Oh, okay.
there was
Okay.
an
Probably a
LTD.
nice car then, because they build some nice stuff.
It is a nice.
Oh,
it's-
look,
it's-
I
it's-
recorded-
You got the onboard charger.
Look at this
and everything.
guy.
Yeah.
I laughed so hard. A club. I haven't seen a club in use.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
A
So-
club, bro. And my son was like, "What is that for?" I go, "Danny, you put that on the steering wheel. So if they try to steal your car, when you try to turn, it doesn't let you turn in one
Yeah,
direction.
and then the thief comes with a cutter and cuts the steering wheel. And takes.
But you can't cut those old steering
Well,
wheels.
these old steering wheels are different to cut.
Yeah.
They're steel.
Yeah,
That's
I
on
guess.
our newer cars, but it's just funny to see a club.
And then the other club was the one that went from. You had the one from the steering wheel, and
And
then
you
you
had
had the
one for your
one from the
brake.
pedal.
Yeah, it
It
was
down
it
steering wheel
connected.
to pedal.
Yeah.
Some people put both,
Well, there was also one that went from the top of the steering wheel to the dash, and it would press up onto the dash.
and then you also had the,
No, that's the one
the
I
one
had
that goes around the steering column.
Yeah.
for the
big
G body.
lock.
Yeah, I had the G body one that was you would buy it in stainless steel or
Jesus Christ.
chrome.
The
and it
things
would go-
we did, bro. Remember the pull-out radios?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I
How
had,
you look at me like what?
No, I mean I knew what it is. I didn't. That was too
Dude.
early.
No,
for
You
me.
you know
haven't
what?
lived.
I had a well, no,
No,
I had a
we had the-
detachable face.
The face. No,
No,
but
no,
these
no,
guys
no,
were
no.
like walking
The-
around
yeah.
with
You,
a
ha-
suitcase.
you haven't
know
lived
that.
until you walk into school, into class with your pull-out radio in your hand.
Yeah.
You don't have your books, but you have your radio.
I had a pull out face that I'll keep, and they give you a little plastic case. And you
yeah,
kept it in your
it
pocket.
looked like a phone.
Yeah.
It was the length of that.
That's
phone.
when the pull-out game was different.
Oh my god, bro!
Dude,
You know
I-
they I don't know if it's Pioneer or Alpine now makes a brand new 2025
somebody's
model,
making one.
but it looks like
A
the
what?
old.
Detachable or pull-out?
No, yeah, I think it might be detachable, but what I saw
I
wasn't
think it's just
detachable.
the face
The
that they're doing
face
to
and the buttons.
nostalgic. Like they're making it look like the old radios.
Yep,
from the
with the
90s.
equalizer and
Let me
everything.
tell you, man, some of the old school radios, like the single din, old school, like Alpine radios, were nice, man. I don't know if you guys remember the gooseneck EQs. You remember those?
No, bro, I'm
Yeah.
a 41, bro.
Oh,
Bro.
Come
The,
on,
the
guy.
thing was, remember,
Jesus Christ,
my
you're
brother's
killing me.
6 years older than me, so when I was
So
10, he was driving.
What's a gooseneck?
So
Oh, look, look at it right there. So, tell me that doesn't look vintage.
but
That's not vintage though.
that is
That's
that
a,
looks like an old school. I know it says Pioneer, but that looks like an old school Blaupont that used to come into
Oh, yeah.
BMWs. back
okay.
in the
You're
day.
right. So
Yeah.
now when you flip up that little tab that looks
Got
like the cassette,
USBs.
a USB and an aux cable inlet. Yeah.
Actually, there's a buddy of mine that probably would like that. Frank. He has a 70. I think it's a 73.
I think that's listen.
80s flashback.
If big companies are doing this lets you know that this is like coming back for real.
That also goes with like that whole like that VIP style car.
What do you mean?
The like
Oh, like
these
the Mercedes.
Like that,
yeah,
yeah, the
the
SE.
S
because
series.
it matches that
S-series.
era.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, look up the gooseneck EQs so I can show these guys.
Gooseneck EQs. Well, back then, all these cars had a bunch of stuff. You had the equalizers, you had the cassette. Like it was all like,
It kind of looked like Knight Rider, you know, like Kit from Knight Rider.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it would come up your center console and it would.
So it wasn't bolted on. Oh, I saw it right. Is it that right there
Yeah, it's
onto the far right?
far right on the top.
Right there. This one?
That one or the one on the top above that to the right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Click on that
that's a
one.
good shot of it. Yep.
Oh,
came
and it's
up your center
flexible.
console.
Mira, Javi, look at this.
Yeah,
It's a flexible arm.
that's some old school.
Scroll more down,
ish.
Banjo.
Neil, you know what it looks like? Almost like a
Look at it right
like
there.
a taximeter.
Oh yeah.
Kinda, yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you had that sitting right there next to you.
So what? It would connect to what?
To your radio.
Okay, but what is that? That's also another part to it.
That's what I was referring to earlier. Those are the Blaupunts that used to come in the Mercedes and BMWs back in the 80s.
So do you wanna real quick?
That's a radio.
Blah pump.
That
Coño, I
mean-
remember that growing up.
Blaupont.
Do you wanna
What?
wrap it up with just brushing on the Rick Ross show?
All right, so we're gonna end up doing a whole video. I would like to do a whole video
Okay.
talking about the Rick Ross show, right?
Mhm.
For the next Flashtime or whenever. Yeah, when I come back from vacation. So we had here, if you guys don't know, Rick Ross does a show in his
In
home
Fayetteville.
in Fayetteville, Georgia.
The Promised Land.
The Promised
Mhm.
Land, right? And it's a different car. It's a whole different car thing. We're not really part of that circle, but
It's a different atmosphere, we'll say.
yeah. But it's still cars,
Well,
and
a
it
lot of people-
overflows. It overflows into what we see, and we see it, right? We're car guys, and we appreciate
A
it.
lot of people were saying that the show was very good. Johnny Salters was one of them.
I keep hearing it gets better and better every
Said
year.
that the show was very, very
yeah.
good.
So Lowrider guys go.
The big contender guy
big
goes like
contenders
Johnny
go-
Salters just won the key. for best lowrider of the year. And,
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Do they give him $30,000 too, or just the key?
I think the $30,000 is just for the donk, because
Okay.
that's like it's really a donk show.
Yeah.
But he did win a key, like a diamond out key.
Yeah, but that key's worth
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. So
$1,000.
Oh yeah.
So on the next episode, one of my good friends that I've known for a long time won the key this year, and he has very good taste, but he's never competed before. This was the first year. He says, "Hey, I'm gonna build a car, and if I build a car, I'm gonna win." And he built a car, and he won.
Oh my god.
By far, his attention to quality. And one of the things I was talking to him last night, and he goes, "Manny, there's bolts in my car that I can never access because once we bolted it, we got the frame
That's
and
the
we
car that
we-
we're talking about.
yeah, downtown Bobby Brown." He goes, "Once I put the bolts on my frame, we patched the bolts up on the frame and welded the frames and smoothed it. I'll never have access to those bolts. You can't see a single bolt in my car. They're all locked into."
Oh, wow.
So if you want to get access to it, you have to cut up his frame to get to the bolt to take it apart.
So
That's crazy.
But he knows what he's
quality-
doing, though.
the quality of that car in the donk world is on another level.
But just in the quality of the car altogether. So I said, "Hey, Rod from Elegance,
yeah.
that he worked at his shop here in Hialeah for years with his uncles and his dad. Great builders. They're all amazing fabricators, and he's really good at what he does. Took a break or whatever life, and he's back at doing it again. And I said, "Hey, wasn't he working at I-95?" He goes, "No, he wasn't an employee. He was a subcontractor. He would do stuff for them. The only thing they do is that they have that business that they work together."
Right.
And he goes, "But this is all him." And I go, "Rod has a great taste, and he's really, really good, bro. I mean, beyond."
Rod. So as you know, I was in Elegance back in the day.
Oh yeah,
Rod,
I forgot.
Yeah, Rod. when
He was a kid. Rod is my age,
He
maybe a year older too.
maybe yeah.
But we're on the. Hey, look,
Yeah.
me, Pancho from RM Elite. It's in Pompano, right? Damn, there's another guy, Joel or Joey, I think was Rod's cousin that ended up left, and they did their own business. It was candy something, whatever. Doesn't matter. We're all in that
I
same.
lost touch with all those.
No,
guys,
no,
so-
but we're all around the same age. We're maybe 5 years difference between either or.
Rod, when we started Elegance, Rod was a kid. He was
So, but
12, 13. He had the lowrider bikes. And then when
Yeah.
he got old enough to get his first car, I think his first car was the Caprice that he had that was all, like, he had it all patterned out.
was it a Caprice? I thought it was a Cutlass.
No, it
He
was
did a
It
Cutlass
was a
Monte Carlo.
four-door
No, that
box.
was after.
It
Oh,
was
that
a
was-
four-door box Chevy.
Okay.
Caprice. And he had it all, like, patterned out and everything. Like, he was ahead of the game.
Oh, he's
back
good.
then
Yeah,
For
they-
Miami. I know they were doing patterns and stuff.
Oh
in
yeah,
Cali.
and they would do
But Miami, he was
the
ahead.
hidden grills, like the same grills that Elite does in California. The
Phantom Grills.
Phantom grills out of aluminum AC pipes.
Yep.
Air conditioning pipes, and they'll braze them right there. But whatever.
Yeah.
We're gonna end up doing a whole flash time talking about it, and I'm gonna talk to Jose, and have Jose come to do the new show that we're gonna end up doing is what's the name? The new live. We don't have a knife, but it's gonna be like
Working title.
it could be I don't know whatever. But we're gonna end up doing
PG After Dark.
something like that. But we're gonna end up doing a
Rib rolls and anklets, we can call it.
Oh my god. We're gonna have a YouTube live. I'm thinking once a month that we bring in different people and interview, and we just drink and talk shit, But
Wait,
whatever.
drink what?
Alcohol.
He's gonna bring alcohol.
I don't drink alcohol, but I have alcohol to
Dude, if
offer.
you get a couple of drinks in you,
No.
you're really gonna be talking shit.
Ah, but whatever.
Not really, bro.
Nah.
When he
Don't,
drinks,
don't
he
give him any daiquiris.
When-
what was
when-
it that got him?
champagne. Champagne.
What's it?
Yeah.
No, he went to like
Champagne.
Fat Tuesdays and got like a daiquiri.
Oh no,
Oh, yeah, but he gets more quiet when he drinks.
Or something.
no, but yeah, that was years ago. I drank a Hurricane and all that. That screwed me up. Fat Tuesday, those drinks they sneak up on you, bro.
Oh yeah, because they're sweet.
Yeah. So whatever. Let's wrap this up. But
Yeah.
we're gonna end up talking about that because there was a lot of stuff that we saw online that were like, and then some stuff that we were like, hey, that looks really good, and then the truth is coming out like, nah, bro, it wasn't that great. One guy was trying to show off the car, or one person was trying to show off the car, and they're like, oh yeah, my hood closes. The Rod's car.
Oh, is that why Rob was doing the hood thing?
That's why he was opening and closing
Yeah,
the hood,
that
opening
car-
and closing the hood.
Okay,
Yeah.
the car that I'm talking about, when they went to try to close the car, the hood buckled.
Oh no.
No.
And then that's why Rod. So we're only seeing one side of the story of like, oh, people are like, oh, he's showing off the hood. Rod is, listen, he's really, really good. I'm not hard to impress. I'm hard to impress.
Right.
He has impressed me. He's really good at what he does.
He does. Yeah.
And I've seen it, So he was showing the hood how it closes back and forth because the other person was talking smack. And when they went to close the hood went, whoop,
And it,
Oh,
and it
shit.
and it lined up.
it buckled.
So one
and the
of
doors, there's a bunch
one
of
of the
stuff.
biggest
Wow.
things that I was impressed with the Bobby Brown car or downtown Bobby Brown, whatever, is obviously the engine compartment
Mm-hmm.
is incredible. The
Oh,
bodywork,
the
the
sheet metal work in
undercarriage,
there,
that's
yeah.
beautiful. Let's put that to the side. For sure, that's top notch. The way that interior
Mm-hmm.
is super custom, but looks OG
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
is mind blowing.
So I would call the owner, Jose, I would call him like the Walt Disney of car game. You know how Walt Disney was very meticulous of
Yeah.
all the details?
Yeah,
Jose's like that.
they built
Jose
an
has,
incredible car.
and I told Jose, I go, yo, I'm going to tell you something. Your car is timeless.
Mhm.
20 years from now, your car will still look amazing
Yeah.
because it's done so tastefully.
And now and now that we're looking at that car, let's give a shout out to all the lowrider guys who gave him all those ideas for the displays.
yeah.
Every car that was competing for a key in
Well,
the dunk category had a lowrider style display.
Well, they've
You
always-
gotta
jack
understand,
stands.
for this particular car, Rod is a lowrider.
No,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
every
No,
single
but
every
a lot
single
of the-
dunk
a
there
lot of-
had that display, like that style.
Yeah, a lot of the
Yeah.
inspiration, and I've talked to some customers that come and buy paint. A lot of the guys say, "Hey, you Chicos." If you guys don't know, a lot of the guys call Hispanics Chicos, and they say you Chicos really know what We like what you guys do. You guys go over the top with stuff. So I'm like, all right, cool. And they've been getting more inspiration,
Of course.
and the quality of their cars, from what I've seen when I was growing up, or what people were building back 20 years ago to now, night and day.
Oh,
Because back in the day was just to show off. Hey, I can paint my car and
The-
change it every
the
month.
Not
Lowrider-
for nothing, like that's the new age hot rod guy.
Yeah.
100%.
Like the old school
all
hot
day
rod
long.
guys, you show them a picture. I just had this happen to me last week, literally. Where you remember that picture I sent you of the Biscayne, the red
Oh,
Biscayne?
yeah.
That's at a customer of mine's shop. And we were talking about cars, and he goes, "What do you have?" And I showed him my Ribby. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, that's nice." He literally, like,
You brushed it off.
yeah, because he's a hot rod guy.
Yeah. So
He goes, I'm not into that. And he said, "I'm not into that Chico shit."
the
Well, but
lowrider guys,
But that happens. So, like the Pink Motel is a bridge, right? So you have lowrider. This is how I interpret it. You have lowriders.
Mhm.
You have customs, like the Pink Motel. Custom cars live between both, and then you have hot rods, right?
Right.
So that custom is like a hybrid. Even though I'm going to
A
the
low rod.
Genocide, yeah.
Like a
Well,
low
no,
rod
it's not a
build.
low rod because a low rod is different. Low rod is another subculture of those two
Maybe I'm
things.
thinking of something else.
a low
But-
rod to me is like a pro touring style ish, but bagged, laid out on the ground.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess.
The custom guys are chopped
Okay.
roof, let it
the
out.
57
yeah, that's
Bel Air.
more like, I
The-
call those hot rods.
No, the
No,
57.
a hot rod to me is a 32 with a flat head,
Yeah.
high boy.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I
50
get that.
okay, the 57 Bel Air from
that I consider a low rod.
that's a low rod. From what's the name of the club? I always pronounce it.
Traditions
From
or
Oh,
traditionals.
the gray one? Yeah,
That's a low
That
rod.
to me is a low rod.
Yeah, that
So
thing is-
so you have
Car's
low
amazing.
riders.
But they gave him hot rod of the year.
Yeah. But it can go
But
both
it's
ways.
okay. They don't know. It's okay.
It can go
Yeah.
both ways.
I know what you're gonna say.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So you have low riders, then you have hot rods. And what bridges the gap is that custom. Custom kind of can be appreciated. Hot rod guys go, "Oh, look at that dope custom." And low rider guys can appreciate it. So it bridges the gap. And then from there you have that pro touring or low rod that's also in that in between.
I've always been the kind that, like, I appreciate every different style,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but I like to mix it up. You know,
That's fine. I think
I've never been,
cars are for personal taste. You
Yeah.
you do it to whatever you know.
Mm.
There might be something I look at, I'm like, oh, that shit looks like crap. But whatever. Maybe
But-
someone else loves it.
But so here, I'll get in this conversation. There's sometimes we see a car that we're like, I don't know if I would do that. But that car has something that we can look at and say, but that's a good idea,
Oh yeah.
and take it to something else.
So
So you know,
I've seen cars that look rough or shitty, but I look at it and go, you know what? It's the idea and the concept is phenomenal. The execution was whatever.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
yeah, me too.
And there's stuff that I see is like, oh my God, they did it perfect, but it wasn't tastefully done. And you're like,
we
and you-
see that a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah, some
that
people
it
like
makes
to
it
just
makes the car
overdo
tacky.
or add more stuff to it. And
We'll have a conversation when the camera's off.
Well, I think on the live, when we do the YouTube live, we'll talk more canon. Nah, he can trim whatever out. Listen,
Well,
I'm
if it's
in,
live, people.
yeah, or when it gets posted.
oh, it's live.
It's live. It's
No,
live.
no, I know when it's live, but I'm saying,
Once you end it, doesn't it just stay posted forever?
no, he can edit it, and then whatever we
Oh.
post.
Yeah.
So if you caught it on the live and be like, oh my God, they said this, it's gone. It's like live TV.
Oh,
Like if you didn't whip out your phone and you were there recording it, you're stuck like Chuck, bro. But whatever. This is the wrap of this flash time. Stay tuned to the next one, guys. Much love. There you go. There you go. That's your point to say hello. I mean,
Can't see me.
goodbye.
peace.